Good morning. I saw a lot of you this Sunday. How are you doing? So I'm with Atlantic University. My name is Rachel Alvidrez. I'm the Associate Vice President of, these flowers are right in my way. I can't see any of you. Thank you. I'm very short. We're always making adjustments. Anyway, so I'm Rachel Alvidrez, the Associate Vice President of Enrollment Services with the university. And I do have two of my colleagues here, James Van Auken, the Vice President of Academic Services. Hello, James. And Angie Barup, who is the Enrollment Advisor. She's at the back as well. So is anyone here a graduate of Atlantic University? We have one. A student? Any students? Good. Well, thank you, Joanne. Does anyone here know any AU students or graduates? Yeah, of course. You should all raise your hand. Do any of you want to be a student? No, really. We can chat after the presentation. If you are interested, I'm happy to chat with you. So many of you already know this. Let's see, which way do I go? There we go. Atlantic University is an integral part of Edgar Cayce's ARE and the legacy that we have here. The courses and programs speak directly to the philosophies. Does anyone know what year Atlantic University was founded? There you go. I forgot I did that. It was a trick question. So hey, 1930. And that actually was a year before the ARE was founded. So the philosophy of the original founders of the university was to bring spiritual concepts through a more conventional education. So in case you didn't know, the original school was a 4-year degree, and Cayce and his friends wanted to focus on business, mathematics, art, not so much what we do now, but it's the same concepts that we're bringing to the people. So you might know that it was only open for 2 years, this 4-year undergraduate program, and it did close because of financial issues of the Great Depression. But in the years that the school was closed, the ARE grew in philosophy, knowledge, membership, and its reach. I mean, 1930 to the mid-'80s is a long time for an organization to grow. So the school did reopen in the mid-1980s, and many of you may know Ray Mathis, Henry Reed. Those were some of the ones that reopened the school in the 80s. And at that time, they decided to open it as a graduate school so they could serve more people. Starting as a 4-year school is a lot of work. Graduate school was more applicable at the time. So since its reopening, we've had hundreds of graduates. Most of them graduated with degrees in the transpersonal, and in more recent years, we have had certificates in spiritual guidance mentoring and the integrated imagery 3-class program. And hopefully we have a few mindful leadership students graduating the program in the next few years. We just started that program. So we don't have many graduates yet. So I wanted to take the time to introduce you to a few of our graduates, really so you can see what these people are doing once they leave our school. So Carol Casara actually just finished her Integrated Imagery Regression Hypnosis Certificate in 2017. And after completing this with Peter, Carol launched her business. It's called A Healing Spirit. And you can see I provided their website at the very bottom, so each student, each graduate, you will be able to see their website if you're interested in learning more about what they do specifically. And some people take pictures if you don't want to write it down. So she provides products and services that support healing, harnessing the mind, body, spirit connection. Her beautiful products, which I don't have a picture of, but I'll describe them in a moment, include guided journals, 2 decks of compact portable affirmation cards, one for grief and healing, as well as some for anxiety, and pain management for chemotherapy. So what these are like the oracle cards you see in the bookstore, and it helps people get through grief, get through pain, and they can go through she doesn't call them oracle cards, healing cards, as part of her process, as part of the healing modality that she provides. Of course, as a regression hypnosis graduate, she provides past life and between life regressions and hypnotherapy. And what's interesting is she does them in person and via Skype. So you can be anywhere in the world and receive a regression from Carol. And in the fall, she hopes to offer retreats, people who have suffered loss. So she does them in San Francisco and in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And here on this slide, you'll see something that's in Carol's words. And I really wanted to put this up here for you. The products and offerings that I've been offering, and this is, of course, in Carol's voice, I've been thinking about for a long time, and they turned out even better than expected. My clients have had incredible regressions and great outcomes after hypnotherapy and guided imagery. I credit my training with Peter Woodbury and AU for that. My work with AU was the catalyst for making my dream business a reality. So I think Carol's really carrying on what we wanted our students to do: healing, opening a business, and spreading the word around the world. So our next graduate is Wendy Walter. Wendy is a potter. She just doesn't walk around with her hands inside of vessels. So Wendy's a fantastic person, and I had a lot of time to get to know her over her career here. We spent a bit of time, and we were able to spend time while she was on campus earning her regression hypnosis certificate. She also finished her MA in transpersonal psychology in 2016, just in December in 2016. So she really worked hard. I think she was in school here for about 4 years. So with her graduate degree in hypnosis training, Wendy was able to combine her love of pottery with the transpersonal. And here you can see there's a small blurb on her website. And you can imagine knowing what the Edgar Cayce philosophy is and knowing about Atlantic University, how she's incorporating this. Empower your body, mind, and spirit with clay. Clay has the unique ability to quiet the mind, center and heal the body, and revitalize the spirit. Unearth your greatest potential through spiritual guidance, breath work, private lessons, classes, or clay for the body. We have unique clay creations to heighten your healing journey and help you take action toward your soul's purpose. So Wendy has a beautiful space in Brookline, New Hampshire. I know where it is, and it's really beautiful. And at this space, it's actually a pretty big space. She can host classes, and not just for pottery. She also hosts meditation and breathwork classes, and she has a spot where people can stay, like an Airbnb in her space there. And she credits most of her new endeavors, that which is outside of pottery, to what she learned at AU. So we're really grateful for Wendy as well. And the last big one we have here is Michelle Tryon. And I think, Joanne, you know Michelle, don't you? Yeah. Michelle's local. And she graduated with a degree in transpersonal studies in 2008. So Michelle was one of the first graduates that I had the opportunity to meet when I started working here over 6 years ago. She is and always will be probably one of the most passionate people that I've met who work with grief. She works with children who are experiencing grief as a result of loss. She's worked in palliative care and does all kinds of very interesting therapies with children and grief. So just recently, Michelle published a book called Grieving and Growing. In this book, you can see how passionate she is about working with children as they experience grief. Michelle's also, and this is really interesting about her, she also trained in traditional play therapy at ODU. That's Old Dominion University in the next town over. And she found that the sand tray methods worked really well with the children. So while learning the traditional therapy for healing, Michelle's mind wandered to using sand tray as a modality for supporting the children in their spiritual growth. She found that this was a great way to transform the children out of their grief, allow them to work through that, and really transform and transcend on the other side. Her background is in child certified child life specialist, and she finds that that provides the backdrop for these activities. And she helps parents and guardians as well understand loss, and she really is unbelievably passionate in working with these children and the parents on their journey to find healing. So these are all 3 of our graduates that came to mind, but there's not just 3, there's hundreds, so many. And I couldn't list them all up here, but I wanted to give an overview of a couple more that came to mind. We have Chris McCleary. He's a retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel, and he finished his counseling degree before he came to see us in mental health and substance abuse. And he uses the transpersonal theories. He has a master's degree in transpersonal studies from us, and he incorporates those into his practice. We also have Eileen Bild. She's a life transformation specialist. Lauren Prado, she's a spiritual guide and mentor and holistic wellness coach. Joan Costello, she has a certificate in spiritual guidance mentor training. That is the non-credit 5-course certificate that we offer for those who want something quicker or for those who don't have a bachelor's degree, and that takes about a year to finish. She's a grief healer and author. Ellen Brock, the same SGMT spiritual guidance certificate. She's a dream interpretation teacher. Now, she was really interesting. She didn't want to open a business, and she was really nervous, so we talked for about a year. And finally, one day, she called and she said, "Rachel, I did it. I have a website, and I started doing groups on dream interpretation." So not only are you part of the community while you're going to school here, you get to call us anytime you want after you graduate. And Joanne knows that. She and I talk a lot. So I purposely put you on here because I knew you'd be sitting right there. So Joanne is sitting right over here. And Joanne and I have worked together probably since I started at Atlantic University. And she does amazing work. These 2 descriptors don't even speak to what Joanne does, but she got at the SGMT, which is the Spiritual Guidance Certificate, and the Transpersonal Studies Master's degree in 2010. And with that, I mean, I have past life author and practitioner, but I'm sure we could go on and on about what Joanne has done. So since she is the only graduate in the room, if you'd like any information, please find Joanne. I'm putting you to work. And I forgot to tell you this. If you get Spirituality and Health magazine, you are a featured alumni in the national magazine. If you come to my office, I'll show you, or I'll send you a picture. So these are our graduates. These are just a few. And I don't know if many of you know this, but there's culminating projects in the library. And there's probably about 150. So if you want to see what our students have done, what the graduates have done, really the titles will blow you away. It's amazing what they've done. So please take some time, go upstairs, ask them where the culminating projects are for Atlantic University, and I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. So on Thursday, I'm going to give a plug, shout out for my coworker, James. He's going to be presenting on Thursday, talking about the strategic plan. I got to do the fun side. He gets to do the strategic plan side, which I'm sure will be fun too. And I'm here to answer any questions. Really, if you need anything, I may even have put my extensions up there, 7173. You can also learn more about the alumni on the webpage, atlanticuniv.edu. Click alumni, and you can learn all about them. So thank you for your attention. I hope you have a great week. It was lovely to present in front of you. Thank you.